Hi, for question 2, we're told that a student is searching for the solution to the equation fx is equal to 0, and that this student works out that f minus 1 is equal to minus 1 and that f1 is equal to 1. So he thinks a root must exist between minus 1 and positive 1 due to a change in sign. Now we're asked to select which of the following 4 functions makes his conclusion incorrect. The first function is y equals 1 over x, which looks like this. The second function is y equals x. The third function is y equals x cubed. And the last one is y equals 2x plus 1 divided by x plus 2, which looks like this. And for all of these functions, if you put x equals 1 into them, you get y equals 1. And if you put x equals minus 1 into them, you get y equals minus 1. And so that suggests that these functions should pass through the x-axis, because the value of y has changed from negative to positive, or in other words, there should be a root. But this isn't necessarily the case. Look at the graph of y equals 1 over x. As you can see, when x equals 1, y equals 1, and when x equals minus 1, y equals minus 1. But there's no root. The sketch doesn't pass through the x-axis. That's because y equals 1 over x isn't a continuous function. Or in other words, there is a break or jump at x equals 0. This is called an asymptote. A continuous function, loosely speaking, is one that you can draw with your pen without taking it off the paper. For y equals 1 over x, you have to take your pen off the paper at the bottom of the sketch when x is equal to 0 and then start again at the top. But now look at the graphs of y equals x and y equals x cubed. You can see that these are continuous functions. There are no breaks or jumps in these sketches. So for these two, you could sketch the graphs without taking your pen off the paper. But what about y equals 2x plus 1 over x plus 2? Well, although it's got an asymptote at x equals minus 2, you can see that it is continuous over the range minus 1 to 1. And so it does have a root. So the only function that doesn't have a root between minus 1 and 1 is y equals 1 over x. So the student's conclusion is incorrect for this function. Okay, so that's how you answer question 2.